What is going on, NLT family? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to go over this beautiful GBP USD trade from last night that to me is a great example of using different confluences all together to catch a awesome trade that's right now in that 1 to 17 risk to reward. It's a 17% trade that I know if you guys sit back, take notes on every concept I'm going to go over, you guys will be able to catch this all on your own. So if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe. I have my free Discord and free Telegram linked in the description, and also go get my free trading journal on my WAP link, which will also be linked in the description. But other than that, sit back and enjoy this, guys, because I'm telling you, if you've ever had trouble with just supply and demand using price action, structure, and just liquidity all together to catch a trade, this is the video for you. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into the trade. Right now we're on GU on the 5-minute time frame. Let's first go off. I usually like starting off on like the daily 4-hour, but that really wasn't what to me gave the right confirmations to really take this trade, because at the 4-hour you can kind of see it was kind of choppy and consolidating before the move. It was really the 1-hour and below that gave us the right confirmation. So starting at the 1-hour, what I kind of saw was I already had this, like, you know, ascending triangle being created where I was seeing, all right, we're getting a rejection here, we're getting another one here, and then you'll see when we get to the lower time frames, we got to melt that broke structure, and on the lower time frames, it was the retest that got us in this trade. So on the 1-hour, let's just replay price. You could see here that once we got this initial kind of dump before our entry up here, to me, this was a beautiful rejection and kind of an indecision candle that then broke structure, rejected the MAs that came and gave us a retest on a lower time frame that you'll see was a beautiful just price action into a supply. But first off, using these kind of wedges in like ascending triangles to really get these type of confirmations can really help you out, because you kind of just saw that price was kind of ranging in between, and you could use these rejection areas as confluences within other confluences, which we're going to get into. So on the 1-hour, you saw the rejection and the break of structure. Going down to the 30-minute. The 30-minute, once again, I guess the 30-minute wasn't as big of a confluence. It was just the break of structure and showing you lower highs getting created, because at the end of the day, this is what I really liked, was all these lower highs getting created, just showing you rejection after rejection. So after you see these 3 rejections and a break of structure, what do you think is most likely going to happen? A pullback to then try and get another lower high right here to then continue lower, right? So with that in mind, let me just get rid of these like lower highs. You guys totally, you know, you guys understand that. As you can see, the break of structure and then this level of like demand right here has not been hit yet. So kind of going down to lower time frames, 15, 5-minute, same type of thing, just us kind of coming up. And on the 5-minute, you'll actually see that we hit a beautiful supply here. So you see here that we kind of came down, formed kind of an order block, printed this supply that broke structure, and then came up and hit off this supply perfectly. So the fact that we already were forming lower highs within this, trend line, I basically saw this and I was like, you know what, let's mark up this little supply. So this was a supply within a supply. So if I get rid of this, you'll now see that this 5-minute candle broke or formed another beautiful supply that led to this break of structure right here. Because after we broke below these 2 lows, another break of structure. So now all we were doing was waiting for retracement. There's a little high to take out right here, which to me is a little level of liquidity after this breakout, to take that out, to then tap into our level of supply and then form our entry. So once again, just beautiful structure, just being formed and then just waiting for the retracement to then continuation down to levels of liquidity that we're also going to go over in a second. So with that in mind, we can kind of just let price kind of play on the 5-minute, and you'll see we had an immediate kind of rejection right before this hourly candle up into here. And for a lot of people, this might have scared them. But what I really liked about this was actually it manipulating the zone. Usually when it comes to supply and demand, you don't like it when like zones get manipulated, but for me, this, if you've been backtesting lately, you'll see that zones have been getting manipulated and it's taking liquidity to then go in the direction that we already think it's going in. So I was like, you know what, this could just be a liquidity grab. Let's wait for some type of confirmation to get in. So I did not get in on the initial just 5-minute like entry, which would be just a tap and then take out the 5-minute lows. I waited for my infamous M. Sorry, take me a second. I have an infamous M. If you guys have been trading with me, you know I like M's and W's, which to me is just double tops and double bottoms. So you'll see here, we kind of broke structure like that, came up, formed kind of an indecision candle like that. And I was like, you know what? To me, if we have all these rejections, we rejected again here, we reject off this supply and then create a new supply within a supply to then break structure, and now we're rejecting again. If we get this second rejection right here at these highs, it easily should come down, and if we break these lows, the next target should at least be this 5-minute demand because of this huge imbalance that it filled. You know, it's just proper structure. You see here that we rejected this supply, broke structure, rejected it again, not once, but we're going to get a second rejection forming a double top, which then if price is showing you it's going to reject, why not get in and target the lows. To me, it just was, once again, just structure. We've created 2 highs. After price makes a high, what does that have to do? It's most likely going to go create a low. So you can see here, it created that indecision candle at the 5-minute low. That was entry confirmation just for it to continue down. So let's go over where we could aim for now. So to me, why I liked this trade was after we kept rejecting here, because we kind of had this bullish impulse here, it would be smart to mark up this level of demand because this led to this break of structure, and this kind of be TP1. This should be the first level. I mean, this is already up a 1 to like 4, but this should be like your target. Like, you should be at least targeting this level of demand. There's no reason to kind of get out below. You can see here that there is this 5-minute little demand right here, but I don't think that this would have happened and rejected to then just come down and reject off of here. You look for the liquidity sitting under here and then this level of demand. So to me, this was like target 1, looking for the liquidity below these lows. The next level, like target, should be the liquidity below these lows. And if you go to the hourly, is what was like really the good confirmation was just the liquidity under here, because I guess actually it was the 15. I think it was the 15 that showed equal lows here. Yeah. So like you see these equal lows and then the lows below here. So like I said, this was just a really good structure trade, just with price action, within just aiming for liquidity, which was below here, because you can see we're showing the rejections. We're getting proper lower highs being created, and we have not gone a proper sweep to come take out all these buyers. So to me, this is just a beautiful example of just price action within supply and demand, looking for levels of liquidity to take price to, because even when it comes to the entry, you see that the 5-minute liquidated the zone before giving us the proper confirmation, which was that M, which is a double top. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like if this is the zone right here, instead of just waiting for price to come up and you try to take the first rejection, you wait for it to come up and actually reject this high so that you can get in once it forms this to then continue lower, which then just looks like an M. And then vice versa, if you were looking for a demand play for a support, it'd be a W like this, showing you that we're holding this low to then continue, which that's just a double bottom, which is just 2 levels of support. So to me, this is a beautiful example of a supply trade, just price action, because just, you know, price action wise within the zone, showing you the rejections. Within the rejections, you should be able to identify just all these lower highs being created on the way down, and then being able to to target all this liquidation under these lows that stopped out early buyers. So if we kind of just, you know, press play and we just keep playing, you'll see price actually completely continued all the way down to these equal lows down in this area. I believe so, actually. Let's see, I'm pretty sure. Let's go to like the 15 just to speed it up like this. But yeah, exactly. So we continued to dump all day. So now this would be like my final TP down here under these lows, because price could just come down here and kind of sweep like it kind of did, form a demand to continue back up, because now we've had all this aggressive selling. Now what we need to do, we need to go liquidate all the sellers. So at some point down in this area, after it gets all the liquidity it needs, it'll be, you know, we'll get another move back up to stop out some of the sellers, because price will need to come back up and distribute to gain more liquidity to then distribute in the other direction. It needs to get more money to then go in the other direction. It just can't keep selling. Price in the market is going to retrace at some point. So that's kind of just the trade. It's kind of simple in my opinion when it comes to just like looking for the lower highs getting created. I also really liked using this kind of like I forget, kind of it's an ascending triangle or a just wedge. I didn't really read this candlestick Bible. I just know price action within, you know, forming out these little trend lines. And I really like these rejections of the trend line to then, you know, if you see these rejections, not once, not twice, but 3 times within this downtrend, I think that it's safe to say that this could be a lower high to be created. And at that point, you're just aiming for the lows, which was at least below this low, which just to that low was a 1 to 2.9, so almost a 1 to 3. And then to where price actually is sitting now, that is a 1 to 17 risk to reward play, guys. If you guys risked 1%, you would make 17% just by risking 1% here and aiming for the lows. Because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people get faked out and kind of, I don't know, like they get out of trades early because their psychology throws them off and they don't want to hold the whole duration. But if you have a trade that just makes sense and you're like, all right, well, we keep showing lower highs continuing down on the higher time frames, where is the higher time frame level that price could be heading towards? Which if you go to the hourly and you really just look at like where this entry was literally just lower high, lower high, lower high, aiming for these lows. it actually makes a lot more sense. That's why I love supply and demand, and using supply and demand within liquidity is you actually have reasoning behind where you think price is going. So hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. If so, please like and subscribe. I will be having a YouTube series coming soon of me passing a 200K challenge step by step, all for you guys, completely transparent on my YouTube channel. So follow me there and follow me on Instagram, guys. We have so much stuff coming. Love you all. Hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown and took some notes on how you could potentially go and catch a 1 to 17 or 17% trade just by using areas of liquidity to aim for and finding confirmations on lower time frames. I appreciate you all. Like and subscribe. New content coming soon. See you guys there. Peace.